pledge allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
A little change of plan here today in terms of how the meeting is being run. Normally, President James would be here, but as you know, he's a pilot that all of a sudden is pulled out to go somewhere, and that's exactly what happened when I walked through the front door. He was going out the front door, and so here I am. But anyway, I'm Scott Fisher. I'm the president-elect, so it's good practice for me. The real deal. Anyway, which is a great day for our club because of what we can do for all of the great organizations that are here with us today. So played a little bit by ear, but I know we'll get it all together very nicely, and we'll have a great time this afternoon. We'll start off with so today is foundation awards for the most part, coming from the Kiwanis Club Easton Foundation, which as I mentioned, Ken is the president. We also have, thankfully, the wherewithal to occasionally provide a grant from the club itself, not from the foundation, because they're two distinct things. For those of you who are not familiar with the Kiwanis Club of Easton, or maybe Kiwanis overall, this club is 105 years old, though, am I right?
It'll be 106.
106 in July,
Right.
July 17th, will be 106 years old. So it's an old organization. Kiwanis Club as a whole is only maybe 110, 15 years.
4 years more.
Yeah, so we were one of the first clubs ever, ever established, and has been running continuously ever since. And as if you would like what you see today, and you like the enthusiasm in this group, we're always looking for new members, and we certainly would be delighted to talk to you about that. So hope you enjoy your afternoon this year. So we're going to start off with the presentation of the grant from the club, from the Kiwanis Club, not from the foundation. And as I said, we do get requests in quite frequently, and do our due diligence in terms of where the request is coming from, what it's for, and grant forms come in, and grant forms they're all shapes and sizes. Some of them are pretty thin in terms of detail and everything else, and some of them are perfect. And one we received from the let me get this right, the Memorial Library of Nazareth and Vicinity. Just want to give you the correct. It was artfully done, and we asked for additional information that came in right away, and we're delighted that we're able to grant the request, which was for $1,500. And I'll let mention what that's for. But in addition to giving the library the grant for their particular purpose, it's also to help support a new initiative we have in Nazareth, which is establishing a new Kiwanis Club. So for those of you who are located in that area, while it would be unfathomable, I think it was a better club than this one. Location-wise, Bob, it might be better, but it's great to see that service organizations like ourselves and Rotaries and Lions who struggle with maintaining membership and keeping charters and clubs up and running, to be able to establish a new club or reestablish a club is a wonderful thing. So if you have the wherewithal at the time, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock is the opening event for the new club in Nazareth, which this event will be held at the library. So certainly we have Lions from Easton could be there. That would be great, and also anybody else who would like to attend. And Walt, maybe you could talk a little bit about, let's say you're to the end with the initiative with the WhatsApp. So Holly Bennett is the executive director of the library in Nazareth. So Holly, you can come up here. We'd be happy to. Holly's been with the library since 2008, I believe, right? You've been the director since 2016, executive director. And I have a long list of academic qualifications, which are very impressive, not the least of which is a master's degree from Harvard, I think is mixed in there. Pretty impressive. So we received a request from Holly to provide money for them, for the library to read, I don't know, take out some old books, put in some new books, books wear out, books become out of date, the information doesn't become out of date. And they had put together a program, what they wanted to replace with new books, and these are going to be replaced, these are going to be put in, and just take it one step further, Walt, Hal, who works with Walt, maybe talk about an organization that you work with.
Okay, well, I serve on the advisory board of the Cops and Kids of Easton Literacy Program, have since 1991. When we started I was still a police officer with Easton Police Department. So when I found out that our board was going to, which I serve on as well, was going to approve this request, and I knew that they, from looking at the grant request, that they were going to be eliminating some children's books. I sent an email to Holly asking if they might consider any of the books that they're going to get rid of to donate them to one of the Easton organizations. And since I serve on the advisory board of the Cops and Kids of Easton, I asked if they might consider giving us some of the books. She has 3 boxes of the books that they have replaced in the car, which are going to end up being transferred to me once the meeting is over. So, thank you very much on behalf of the Cops and Kids of Easton.
So that's nice. Old books don't die, they just get recirculated somewhere else, right? Okay. Dave, got a big check here. Hey, glad we're able to help you out. If you'd like to say a few words, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite an honor to receive this grant to the Memorial Library of Nazareth and vicinity. And it's truly an honor to have a partnership with the Kiwanis Club of Easton. Our missions match very closely in terms of like this.
That's fun.
Yeah, okay. So our missions match very closely in terms of obviously servicing our communities, specifically children. The mission of the library to not only serve the children in a variety of literacies, such as health literacies, financial literacies, civic and social literacies, but most importantly, basic literacy, which is where our request came from. As we requested books specifically in our nonfiction collection, in our children and our teens categories. As you know, information really moves faster than ever probably. And although we offer a very breadth of e-resources and we try to educate families and caregivers on how to access them, it's really important to get a book in the hands of a child or of a teen. And that this request is a part of a larger project, because we have a lot of work to do in our nonfiction collection to replace titles that are more current, provide our children with really relevant information that is in nonfiction categories, so that they can actually hold the book in their hand and supplement that with credible electronic resources. All the book selections that we are choosing with this grant vetted against our collection development policy to make sure they're credible, they are sustainable in terms of interest, they offer creativity and that sort of thing. And in addition, we'll be able to purchase a few supplemental learning resources for our teen group as well. So I can't thank you enough. I would really encourage, if you haven't been to the Memorial Library of Nazareth and vicinity, to stop by. We service a population of 30,000 and we have over 21,000 registered patrons. So we're a busy place. Summer reading is starting. Last year, we serviced over 700 children in our summer reading program. And we're well on our way again this year. I could talk forever, so I'll stop. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, folks, I think we're gonna get started, so everybody's able to get out on a reasonable time and just keep right on meeting. all of our speakers are used to having people eating while they're talking. And we know that we can both, what do they call it, fishing cat, big at the same time or something like that. And,
Walk and chew gum.
that sounds good. That sounds good. I'm going to go through the grants in alphabetical order. Sounded like a good way to do it, not to show any favoritism one way or the other, because they're all so terrific. It was a difficult time for our foundation this year to make these selections, because we had 16 different applicants, and they were all very strong. And we just said at the end of it, we say, oh, I wish we just had more money to make this happen. And I'm sure on your end, you're always saying, gee, I wish there was another donor that would help us out too. So we're going to do our part today. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Big Brothers and Big Sisters, which is Susan Bartels. It's coming to represent there. So you come up. Sure. And I will tell you a little bit about each of the organizations. The amount of the award for Big Brothers, Big Sisters is $500. They have been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1971. They served 360 youth last year. The activities that they include under this grant are paired relationships with local mentoring adults, virtual programs in workplaces, colleges, and older youth, focusing on career readiness and secondary education. They have sports buddies and they have small group programs. This specifically is going to be focused on Wilson Borough and their high school bigs program, where they have high school kids that are paired with elementary school children. And they meet weekly for STEM activities and other things that foster social, emotional development, academic performance, self-confidence, family connections. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But the high school students also benefit, not just the kids they're paired with, by receiving coaching regarding their own educational goals and careers and life goals in general. So they'll be benefiting at least 30 students this year. And so we're very happy to review that amount of money. And I have a check here for you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Our next one is the Easton Area Community Center, and I think if you could come up, would be wonderful. And we always try to catch somebody that's just eating. Well, I'll talk first before you have to say anything. This is an award in the amount of $2,000. The Easton Area Community Center provides services in the West Ward, which we're all familiar with, and since 1953. The West Ward is an area of dense housing, low income, where programming for youth is really very important. Their mission is to provide programs, resources, and role models in a safe haven that enhances social, physical, and mental well-being for the youth and adults. It's year-round programming, but we're talking in our grant about their wonderful summer program, which includes dance, field trips, intergenerational programs, and programs related to mental and behavioral health and educational skills. They have a performing arts portion, which is, again, more specific to our grant, that runs through the 8-week course for these disadvantaged youth. There'll be about 75 to 80 children that are expected to benefit from this program and the many other programs they have in athletics. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And best wishes for life. The next one on my list here is Easton Area High School. So Chris, if you would come up, appreciate it. This is Chris Valentine, who's the director of the high school band, and we probably have more titles than that, but that's the most important one, I think. We're donating $1,500 to the high school band. The Easton Red Rover Band consists of 300 students in grades 9 to 12. And yet there are even more students that are interested in becoming a part of this. The band's goal is to provide students with an enriching experience musically and non-musically, and to strengthen ties with the community. In addition to learning music, the members are assigned responsibilities that lead to organizational skills, patience, persistence, and cooperation. I was really impressed when he talked to us about how much these students actually do themselves in making this band work. Not to take anything from him. It's also a major contributor to the entire student body as a unifying force and an object of pride. They perform at all the football games and a number of other school venues and in regional and national venues as well, competitions, parades, and so forth. This grant is to purchase new guard uniforms to supplement their current inventory and to give them the opportunity to expand their band program to more participants. So congratulations on the wonderful job you and your band do.
Thank you, I appreciate it. You very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Equilibrium. Dawn Fetterman is representing them. And we're donating $2,000 to Equilibrium, which is another really wonderful organization. It dates back to 1981 as an Easter Seals and 4-H program. It's now an independent program providing equine assisted activities and therapies for individuals with physical, developmental, and behavioral health challenges. It includes adaptive riding, PT and OT, and various movement skills, as well as social and emotional growth skills that they achieve. The grant supports the creation of a new program for youth called Hug a Horse. That is to assist them with a new equine specialist in mental health and providing additional materials, horse care, and learning that these younger children are going to be able to do. So we have 25 to 30 additional children that we think will be able to benefit from this. They reach over 100 children annually. And so this is a really outstanding organization that has a very broad portfolio of the things that it provides. It's not just getting up on a horse. Then we have the Wilson Area Communities Links program. I think I got you under links, and that's why you're coming before the W.
Oh, yes.
And this is Dr. Alexandria Mindler, who's representing them, and you're a board member, I think, on the organization. We've awarded them $2,500. The purpose for Communities That Care, which is, I guess, the subdivision of links that this represents, began meeting in 2023, so that's fairly new. But Links has been around since 2012. Links provides a food pantry, teaching garden, social worker to connect local families to resources. It also operates a summer playground in partnership with local organizations and the school district. They've also initiated a Big Brothers and Big Sisters program. This grant is to support the summer program for grades 5 through 8 during the latter half of June and into early July. It includes academics such as literature circles and math, and children also learn through special programming such as presentations from Home Depot, Community Bike Works, and art projects. The playground includes swimming activities, and have partnered in the past with the Shanty Project to teach mindfulness, and the Kellen Foundation to educate kids on eating and science issues and gardening, benefiting about 80 to 100 students. And so it sounds like a very promising thing. And I will say the document that your organization put together for us to review was one of the most thorough and very well done applications. So you can take that back to them and tell them that it's a great thing. So congratulations and best wishes for your program. And we have Safe Harbor. It's Sarah Stellan. Tell us about that, or be told about that. We're granting Safe Harbor $3,000, and this is a brand new organization for us to even be considering. But you'll hear why. It's been serving Easton area for more than 30 years. Its mission is to foster lifelong success of the unhoused by addressing the root causes of homelessness. It offers a continuum of care to meet the needs of its clients, not just temporary housing. A lot of you are familiar with the housing, the emergency housing, but again, it's much more than that. Funding is being sought for the operation of Jump Start. That is a program specifically designed to equip homeless youth with the tools they need to navigate the world as an adult. The number of young adults aged 18 to 24 accessing services at Safe Harbor has increased 40% since fiscal year 2021. Alarmingly, they project up to 36 youth just 18 to 20 years of age by the end of the fiscal year. These students may still be attending high school. They've often timed out from foster care to find themselves out on their own. To fill the gap, Safe Harbor is providing both emergency shelter and residential services. As part of the residential program, social services are provided along with a strategic program on subjects like healthy relationships, household budgeting, building good credit, managing a bank account, good tenant practices if you're going to rent an apartment, and workforce development. Can you imagine if you were a kid coming out of high school or still in high school, that you had to navigate the world without any of those skills that an adult would have had? How that impacts you in terms of your homelessness. So we're hoping to help with at least 15 to 17 children in this first year. And you tugged at our heart a lot when we thought about these high school, mostly girls, I think, who are in a situation which is really unpardonable for a modern American country. So congratulations and thank you, and feel free to. Last but not least on my list here is the YMCA, and Lori Metz is here, as she has been for many years, doing a great job. And also because this award we do every year, we had a person with foresight many years ago, Charlie Churchman, his name was, who developed a specific fund for the YMCA camps. And so it's out of that foresight that we're able to do this grant for the Y again this year. This year it's in the amount of $3,000. And the purpose of the Y camp is to build healthy bodies, minds, and spirits through the camping experience, and a safe environment where youth can engage in a variety of activities that foster character development and teamwork in the months that school is not in session. Y campers come for the fun, correct? And stay for the adventure. They make friends, they build skills, they gain self-confidence. There are weekly themes, age-appropriate curricula to encourage learning and exploration, swim testing for safety, and up to 3 field trips in many of the years. Activities include sports, games, art, music, science, and more. Who wouldn't want to go there? So here's that fund. There'll be about 100 students, and we're so happy to be able to be a part of your process again.
Thank you so much.
I think that takes care of all of our presentation.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. We'll just have a short business meeting. I mean, if anybody has to go, that's certainly not going to hurt our feelings, but if you miss it, you don't know what you're doing. These business meetings are just great. So we still have a lot of pizza up there. If anybody wants more pizza, a little more salad, please get that, and
It's not real pizza.
don't get anything back by turning it back in or eat. So for the our guest notification, the foundation, as I said, is separate from the Kiwanis Club of Easton. And Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, you got all the dates. The foundation, mid-60s when?
1962,
1962.
started out to give a Lafayette College scholarship.
That's right.
That's how it started.
And actually, there were loans to Lafayette students.
Yes, they were.
That as the students worked, that they would pay back.
Seldom ever got paid back.
Yeah. The foundation fell on all the hard times at one time and forgave the loans that were outstanding, and they were all taken care of. And it's estimated, we don't know exactly how much, but over the period of time since the foundation was started, probably certainly over $1 million, and $1 million+ have been given out from the foundation to worthy recipients in our area here. Special thanks to Ken, who is the president of the foundation, who does great work in putting this all together, and is exacting in all of his numbers, and it's just a joy to work with him on this. And also to Barb, which Barb's getting something money. Barb is secretary of no, you are the vice president of the foundation. And what she does is when all of these applications come in, she puts together a grid, what they're for, how much you're asking, you know, what, all, so that as a foundation, when we sit down and talk about this, it's so easy. It's not easy because there's so many worthy causes, but the way she lays it out there, it's very good. So Barb, thank you for all your work with this as well.
I enjoy reading all of the applications. It's really eye-opening to see how much good work is being done in this area.
Yes, and the not the sad part, but the hard part is they're all worthy causes.
Yeah.
And so we have to really think about it and determine how we want to do it. But it works out well and certainly happy to do it. It's a nice feeling to be able to help the community. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed our meeting. Thanks for coming as always. And I will close the meeting.
I'll pull the table on that out of the way.
Join me up here.